And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. I hope the notifications have been sent out. Hope all of y'all are tuning in finally. I still got some things to set up. I started a little bit early, but I'm just gonna go with it. Let's see. We got OBS running, we got Discord on, we got the YouTube statistics running in the background. We are schmoovin', we are grooving. We are live. I'm listening to myself. OBS running, we got Discord on, we got the YouTube statistics running in the background. We are schmoovin', we are grooving. We are live. I'm listening to myself. Let's see, I'm gonna bring out the old fancy color wheel and change the lights a little bit to make it more gamery, you know. Get the gamer vibes going. See, oh, we got some themes we can play. Let's play the party theme. Let's see, what do we want to do? Themes party. We can always, oh, it's kind of sexy. Okay. I don't know if it's going to actually change colors or not. That's what this is supposed to be doing. Okay, no, you just select it multiple times to change it. It's okay. So I have two different lights run by this service called Lifix. They're pretty cool light bulbs, and the software is pretty schmoovin', if you know what I mean. It's really well made. But I'm not liking these themes too much. And if that didn't make sense, lighting service as in I have two electric light bulbs in my room. Sometimes I say something and just expect people to know what it means. That does not work. Okay, I think we can pull off a little animation here. LifeX allows you to animate your bulbs. Animate. Okay, select lights, current colors. Let's go to themes. Let's animate with our oh, we got a fantasy theme. Okay. Let's animate with our fantasy theme. Okay, that's a little too fast for me. We can up the speed. Let's do every 10 seconds we get a new color. Let's start with that. 10 seconds. Alrighty. see. What can we do? I'm just trying to figure out if my camera's in the right spot. I'm looking pretty. Not as pretty as you, though. Bigfoot, if you're watching, I was talking about you. And now you cannot see me. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Ain't that amazing? Ain't that party? Oh man. I just gotta look at myself. Make sure I'm beautiful as ever. I swear I don't look this pretty in real life. I look rather ugly. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna do this. I love doing that. I don't know why that's not more of a thing. It's just cool. It's like pointing two mirrors at each other. Which I think should be... I think we should have a national monument that's just a giant mirror pointed towards another mirror. I think that's what we need to do as a nation. I think that'd be a great way to spend our hard-earned tax money. Speaking of taxes, have you done your taxes yet? Because if not, you should get that done because the due date's coming up, and if you don't do that, old Uncle Sam will come out with the shepherd's hook and pull you off stage if you catch my drift. I don't know, you might not catch my drift at all, but maybe you did. Alrighty. So, we are playing Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance tonight. It's not a very popular title at the moment because it is 22 years old. It was released for the... Hang on. Let's just pull up the old Wikipedia. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is a 2001 action role-playing hack-and-slash video game developed by Snowblind Studios for the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox consoles. It was ported to GameCube by High Voltage Software into the Game Boy Advance by Magic Pockets. The Game Boy Advance game, talking to you, is a shit show. Do not play the Game Boy port of this title. The game was published by Black Isle Studios, a division of Interplay, and distributed by Vivendi Universal Games. The Game Boy Advance version was published by DSi Games. CD Projekt was developing a version for Microsoft Windows, but it was ultimately cancelled. For unknown reasons, apparently. In 2021, a 4K port of the game was released to the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch. In December of the same year, the port for the PC was released. So this game does have a dedicated player base because it's been ported on all modern consoles, including the PC. So it is popular. In and of itself, without the IP backing it, it is a simple hack and slash. Diablo would be much more fun to play, in my opinion, but I'm not playing this because of the fun of it. I'm playing it because of its legacy. It is part of an amazing series known as the Baldur's Gate series. The Baldur's Gate series is something I'm very familiar with. I played the first one all the way through. I played the second one a third of the way through and decided to end because my life got very busy and I just never got around back to it. Remainder of the Baldur's Gate series includes titles such as Icewind Dale 1 and 2, and the engine that was used to make Baldur's Gate was later repurposed to make the wonderful masterpiece of a game known as Planescape Torment. And of course, the IP was later reused for the Dark Alliance series, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1 and Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. And more recently, simply put, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, the new game that was released, I think, a couple years ago, to mixed reviews. I didn't hear good things about that game. I'm not sure why, but it hasn't done well. But the Baldur's Gate series is not done because Baldur's Gate 3 is going to experience its final release later this year, I think in August, if I'm not mistaken. The game is Baldur's Gate 3 has been in early access for almost 4 years at this point. I think. Is that wrong? Baldur's Gate 3 has been in beta for, I'm gonna give it 2 years. 2020? I think it was 2020. That's when all the major footage started coming out for it at the very least. Baldur's Gate 3. So the series is going strong. Absolutely. And Baldur's Gate 3 looks absolutely fantastic. I've played it a little bit, and it's great. I can't wait to play the rest of the game. Only the first section of the game's available right now, but later this year in August, I believe the rest of the game will be available. Baldur's Gate 3. People don't realize how big of a difference a beta can have with the final product. But this looked like it's going to be a big one. A big difference. I don't want to enter a validate. I was born in 1944 and I'm a gamer. So this game is beautiful. It's got a pretty generic fantasy style in my opinion. I feel like the original Baldur's Gate games were a little bit more campy, a little bit sillier, didn't take themselves so seriously. These graphics are pretty serious. Well, I can't really take this scene seriously, but the style is more serious. Not necessarily the scenes. The style is more serious. Which is good. It's fine. It works for what it is. It's already too late in development to change that, but look at this. Look how amazing this scene is. Don't you just want to explore all of that? There's some amazing cinematography and motion capture that is used in this game. It's some amazing stuff they're doing. The UI is crisp, clean, simple. It's more than the original Baldur's Gate games can say. But yeah, this game is stunning. And it's expansive. If you've never played a CRPG or a computer RPG such as Baldur's Gate 1, 2, 3, if you've never played Divinity or Divinity 2, or there's some other big CRPG names out there, but if you've never played any of those big computer RPGs, you better get started now because there's a massive learning curve. If you want to play Baldur's Gate 3, I'd recommend getting started now with Divinity 2. So you're not scared away at the launch of this beautiful game. Look how beautiful this is. And I say it's beautiful so seriously because I know the work they went through to get this made. I know the story is going to be even more amazing. Because a lot of the original games, a lot of those old games, what they couldn't do with graphics, they filled in with story. And it looks like with Baldur's Gate 3, they just filled in the story and the graphics. So they just kind of went all in. They did everything. What I really appreciate about Larian Studios is they know some classes aren't played as much as the others. For instance, more people are going to play the warrior than they're going to play the bard. But if you play either of those roles in game, you will notice that both of those roles are fleshed out. completely. They didn't flesh out the warrior just because people play that more. They fleshed out everything, no matter the demographics, no matter the player data they're using. They know people don't play a paladin as much as they play a thief, yet both are fleshed out as just as much as each other. It's absolutely amazing the sacrifice they made. They could have made a cheaper, easier product, but they didn't. I love when people do that, when they listen to the hopes and dreams of their audience. They know those 25 people will play as a red wizard or something. They know that only 25 people will do it, but those 25 people will play that role hundreds of hours, guaranteed. Because anyone that plays a non-serious or a non-mainstream role in RPG is a serious person. Yeah, I have nothing but praise for what I've seen in this game. I've played the beta. I played the beta about 4 months ago. I got it in this January, I think. I got this game in January. I don't know how far along it's come. Probably not that much, but when I played it, it was spectacular. It was spectacular, and I have no doubt that it'll be the same. The biggest difference between Baldur's Gate 3 and the past Baldur's Gate games is the fighting. The original games had you switching between pause and play fighting, where you could pause a live battle, plan out your moves, and then hit play, and then your moves would play out, and you would change them accordingly, which is I love about the old games. This game is turn-based, meaning it's constantly. It's not live like the original games. It's a constant struggle. It's a constant. Well, no, it's not a constant battle. It's not a constant struggle. You take turns with your own team and the enemies, which is something Larian Studios has been known to do. They've done that with Divinity, the Divinity series. Baldur's Gate 3 is very much like Divinity 2, and that's okay because Divinity 2 was a spectacular game. No one's complaining, and that just says a lot for Larian as a studio, that they can just basically reskin their past game and it still be freaking amazing because they have a formula that works. And all games that they make are truly blessed by God. Of course, not everyone wants to play a massive RPG like this. I'm kind of in that boat. I find it hard to delve into a world more complicated than our own. It's a daunting task to introduce yourself to the complexity of an RPG, and it's not always fun. It can be a very hard experience, but there are people out there, there are gamers out there that love that hard experience and that are willing to dive into a world of people like this, and I admire them greatly. I'm sometimes that person, sometimes I'm not. It just depends on the day, to be honest. I really got into Baldur's Gate 1, but when I tried Divinity 2, I only got a few hours in. It just depends on what part of life I'm in, to be completely honest with you. Alright, before we play Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, we will be starting with a Chris Hansen video. It's a reaction. No, it's not a Chris Hansen video. It's a It's a Briz video. If you don't know who Briz is, subscribe to Briz because his content is spectacular. It's wonderful. He has more comebacks than a porn star. And that's saying something. Alright, let's go.
This dude built like one.
Hang on.
One of them bald bitches off a devour. Well, I shouldn't say bald. He has some hair left eroding. I mean, from the looks of it, this guy must have showed his barber a picture of a field with them alien circles on it. Because I don't know what the hell kind of hairstyle you can even classify this as. Because that shit looks like it got lined up with a pixie cut. Like this man has a fetal cap at the age of 45.
Bro peaked as a baby and went downhill after that.
I could even see some flakes fly off.
I work with a lady. And she's pretty. She's a pretty lady, but she's just built like a baby. Now, I'm not saying babies are pretty, but what I am saying is she just gives off the vibe like she peaked at babyhood, you know? Like, she was born, then she just peaked. She looks like if she were reversed in time and you saw every stage of her life come one after another, and you were to stare at her face the whole time, that her face would remain the same. She just has the face and vibe of a baby. And it's not an obvious vibe either. It's a very subtle kind of feeling you get when you look at her. But she just looks like she would have peaked with a warm bottle of milk in her hand and a lollipop in the other and a little pink bow on her head. She just looks like she dresses like that when she goes home every night. She's a great lady. Strange vibe.
The scalp whenever he moves. This motherfucker's face looks like the almighty loaf. I like how repulsed he is by his own pinky dinky pic he sent to the child. Like, bitch, how about the fact that you showed up here in the first place? Like, this guy is alternating personas like he's the fucking Moon Knight or some shit. Jurassic Park. How fitting, especially with your little arms. It's like almost watching an adorable little pansexual T-Rex try not to soil. That or Chowder if he was off the powder. The list.
If T-Rex had started a society that's in the spot that our society is now, with all the processed foods and chemicals in the water, and that was all done by dinosaurs, that's what he would be. He's like a dinosaur in a first world country in the modern age.
Really go on. What can his arm flaps?
Is that his hair? No. That man's got a plant behind him, yo. It looks like he's all nappy. He's like, you know, he's got that half black hair. But no, that's just a plant.
Is that fucking Robin Williams?
Bro, that looks like Robin Williams, yeah.
Especially with the hair combo.
Well, no, it doesn't from here. I don't know.
Makes you resemble an overweight lunch lady if she had the haircut of Tracy McGrady. You shaped like one of the Hindu statues. I'm gonna start calling you stanky ass and smiling.
Gandhi used to sleep in bed with a bunch of 15-year-old girls to test himself. The test was this: if he slept with one of them, like, in an intimate matter, he'd lose, right? But we don't think he lost. But where was I going with that? Oh, I bet Buddha probably did the same thing that Gandhi did. I bet Buddha won, but if Buddha was still alive and he lost in bed, he'd be that guy. He's the version of Buddha that lost to the 15-year-old girls. Alright, let's continue. Hey, Breeze, how you doing? Whoa, we can't say that word on stream.
Welcome back, ladies and ladies with dicks. It's that time of the month again for me to cover these minor refiners that chase over children that kitty.
But the minor refiners want to cover the minors in something.
Have their period. And today's start.
This is why I hate living in a small house, because you never know when you're going to get the FBI call on you by one of your family members. Alright, let's continue.
Our player, the Memphis Groomers, is Jesse Vela. I'm sure his origin plot is something that doesn't need any explanation. We already saw Chris Hansen, so we know what the hell he's there for. Chris is almost like the American Sniper of child predators. This man has
Yep.
like dozens of confirmed semen demons
Yep.
behind bars. However, this one is a tad.
And we need more men like him. I feel like every man that's worth a shit should seek out child predators. Not just passively, like in day-to-day life. No, I think they should go out of their way to seek them out.
A bit different from the rest because this guy must have gotten into a concussion in a car accident on the way there because he recalls never even encountering this child, that he's been violently sexting for months and chalks it up to them saying they have the wrong guy. So without further ado, you guys know how the shit runs around here with these creeps. I never go.
The shit runs like the morning shits after some coffee.
Mellow, which is why my monetization gets piss-stained yellow every time I upload a TCAP video. But to me, it's worth every piece of flint and spit that YouTube puts in my pocket for it, because I love watching these freaks of nature have their wild side finally get exposed. Because their willies will go up and down like the exhale off of a party streamer as soon as Chris steps in the room, and seeing how terrified they get makes me so happy. Call me sadistic, but I don't think Chris goes in hard enough. I'm talking like trap the
Chris don't get in hard enough, but the Predator sure does.
front door with a brazen bowl and make them run in that hoe and set it on fire. The production team isn't really using their budget the way they should be.
No, absolutely not. They should bring AK-47s and kill the... I'm just kidding.
Rust-covered cantaloupe try to elope with a minor.
Come in for a sec. A little cold out.
The dude's... He's not even hiding what he is, because on his shirt is a giant T-Rex predator. He's wearing a prime top predator on his shirt, and he is a predator. Bad people try to hide in irony. Bad people hide in irony. They will orient themselves to where it would almost be hilarious if something bad about them were to be true. So people don't try to point it out because of, ironic things like his shirt. He thinks he's protected. Like, oh, no one's going to call me a predator since I have a predator on my shirt. I feel like people that have done bad things do that. So you won't say anything because who wants to be ironic when you first meet someone? No one. It's not a trait that you want to be. So that's what people do. That's what I think he's doing right there. I could be completely making that up. In fact, to be a child predator, you kind of have to be a little bit stupid, so I bet he really hasn't thought about anything beside his little McDonald's packet of cheese. I don't know. He looks like he only thinks about marshmallows and his mother.
The way he walks got him looking like a damn art character. I swear, with the way these people dress, you would make it seem like they were the kid meeting up with the predator, because they always wear the first thing they could grab.
For real.
Their mommy forgot to lay their clothes.
They don't look any more mature than the children that they rape. And I think it's because they had a trauma in childhood. Maybe that's why they like children. Maybe that's why they like dressing like children. Just a thought.
Out before she went to work. Also, I'm surprised you haven't decided to try to fuck yourself yet, because you got more ass than anybody's that you try to fondle.
That's true.
Like a damn flight brace. Why is he scrunching them bitches up too? It's almost like Patrick whenever he got cramps on his ass.
How you doing today? My house is your house. Wanna come in? Come in. So where'd you want to go?
Wait, who's the predator? You're telling me that Iraqi vet is supposed to be the
Dude's a Marine, bro. Bro's not a 13-year-old.
fucking decoy? He looks like he's 35. Who the hell are they gonna cast on the show now? We hired this 95-year-old disabled Holocaust survivor.
For real, how did that get through so many people? The dude does not look like a child. He looks like a 50-year-old Iraqi vet.
To play as our decoy. No shit, he was clenching up back there. This guy looks he's actually legal. Not even legal. He probably has 65 confirmed kills in the Navy as well. How did Chris think for 1 second that anybody would believe that this guy would be below the age of consent, let alone having a senior citizen license at a fucking country club? They're talking about how this is his first acting debut, but it looks like they pulled his ass out of retirement just to play this role.
Kind of nervous. Nervous? I know, I am too. You want a water? Anything? Yeah, please. Where are your parents at?
Parents? Oh no, I'm the dad. I'm picking her up from school. You came here to see her, right? He's going through full penile denial right now, sweating into his chair because this guy he came to have sex with is actually not illegal, which really just assures your innocence right away by being disgusted that you can't commit a felony today. You would think these guys would be filled with jubilation that they can get off the hook with this shit. I was half expecting him to take off his shoes and flop his dick out right there on the counter once he sees that he's not a child. But that's just how
I wonder if Prince. What if they actually met up and started like fucking on the kitchen table before Chris Hansen had the chance to get out there and, you know, snag the guy? Like, would the operation be dropped at that point, or would it keep going, or would it be worse? Like, I want an episode that's based on that. You know?
revolting these people
Alright.
are that these yeasty beasts get scared seeing someone their age.
Here you go. So how old are you?
What's up, homeboy?
That's what they all say, you know? That's what they all say.
Give this man an Oscar immediately. Fuck.
I did that on purpose, I'm sorry.
That's what they all say, you know? That's what they all say.
It's what they all say. He's been with a couple people.
Oscar immediately. Fuck Liam Nielsen. The Rock can swallow cock. And you know what? I can even go as far out to
Dwayne the Cock Johnson.
say the Sun Baby from Teletubbies. It's up with his bitch ass too. Because nothing compares to the honor and mastery this man has accomplished with the art of acting. He's made me shut my windows all the way from back home, just how he speaks in his tone. The problem is he's just acting in the wrong field. This guy would be a great for an up and coming Split sequel, but gesturing up with the molesters just is not cutting it.
That's what they all say, you know?
Because I'm getting uncomfortable
That's-
from just sitting in my chair watching this. Like, somehow I almost don't blame the predator for feeling like he's a victim in this certain scenario, because I'm gonna keep it real. If I were to walk in that house and talk to this dude, I wouldn't be surprised if there was naked guys with animal masks that came flying out of every door with chainsaws.
Furries, am I right?
I don't know, wherever you want to go to eat. It's up to you.
The classic cupcake. Girl, what the heck? The cupcake. I mean, we've seen it on other episodes and even inspire other figures, such as Big Body Brian to blame the sacred cupcake for his devilish act. I'm not very religious, but I swear a cupcake gotta be like the forbidden fruit of Eden or some shit for these people, because why is it in every single episode? They immediately sit in front of it, too. Or blame their actions for it. It's like the fucking Tesseract for them. Once they look at it, they instantly want to go all nuts bare in a daycare.
You don't want to stay here? What do you want to do after? Want to hang out? Netflix? Chill? Netflix
Yeah,
and chill?
I was watching Netflix when I was texting you.
Yeah, what show?
I watched like TV shows like House of Cards.
My boy's side profile looked like a default Twitter ad for Patrick whenever he was stunting for sand.
Oh, God, for real.
But head and shoulders and still can't use a bottle to save your own head.
Yeah, we can Netflix and chill.
This is gonna be a weird question, but you have your ID on you.
I don't have an idea, mate. Sorry, I'm only 13.
Might as well start saying goo goo gaga at this point to convince this motherfucker that he's still a child, because I think the turning point in realizing that you're not cut out for this is when the predator is the one that starts asking you for some identification. Like, what the hell does this guy even expect?
Yeah,
this man
for
to
real.
pull out? He just knows he's fucked, so he has to keep asking this shit out of pure paranoia at this point, because this whole situation is just wild to me. Imagine getting arrested for meeting up with somebody that's older than you and then getting scared by it.
Exactly.
My mom keeps that in her purse.
Who lives here?
Who lives here? Oh, I live here. Me, my mommy, and my dad.
Yeah, I bet he still lays there awake at night remembering that.
It's so terrible. It's like, it's almost a cringe compilation, as much as it is like a bust, you know? And like, bro, it's like a whole other element from other Chris Hansen shows, you know? Because you're just cringing about this actor the whole time, but you know, who am I to say?
Line. At this point, I want both of them arrested, because this shit is something that would come right out of the script of The Shining. I can't even
Yep.
blame the predator for feeling scared, because even I am scared of this motherfucker's so-called acting. You can call it method acting or he really plays into his performance. Hell no. With the way that he's talking, if Chris wasn't here, I fear the predator would have been the one that ended up getting violated.
Yeah.
They work hard.
It looks like good.
Yeah. This, you want to come look at this? This right here. This is my dad made this.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Pretty cool.
What a clutch. Made sure to absolutely draw no
I hate
suspicion,
this.
because as a former 13-year-old, I can...
Who starts talking about a table? You know, I mean, like, you talk about coffee table conversation pieces. No. It's not talking about the table. It's talking about the stuff on the table, like the books, the pictures, the cool little plant, you know, not the table itself. I'm sure that's a philosophical error in some philosophy book.
Proudly say I called my parents mommy and daddy, enjoyed hearing about magical fables, and
Okay.
told people that entered my home about the table my dad made, like anybody who would actually give one luck of a fuck. The decoy is just grasping at the clouds to say anything that'll make about a lick of sense, because there's just no way that man did not stare directly into the camera. He damn near winked at it, like it was the ending off the Looney Tunes, because he knows he's going straight to jail. He's finished, just give up and bring Chris out, because if you don't, the decoy will start bringing up his shirt and be like, oh, Jurassic Park, I love that movie. Saw it in theaters when I was a kid. I mean, with my kids. You're under arrest.
Want to come look at it?
I'll take a tour. It's nice in there.
I'll,
Hey Jose, how are you? Oh, take a seat right over there, please.
Oh, so he's attracted to older men, because my boy hit the yes sir before scooting over there before Chris could even make it.
Yes, sir.
And with the decoy, he was damn near running out the door with just his presence. But one positive out of all of this is you get to really realize how powerless these guys are in the grand scheme of everything. I call them yeasty beasts all the time, but in reality, these guys are pathetic little bitches that can only handle kids that are incapable of defending themselves. So always watching the switch up is so entertaining, because they go from thinking they're in total control to being stranded with their ass backwards, pissing in their panties.
I'm gonna piss in your panties.
Chris, no offense, I know this is very serious and all, but there is no reason you need that thick-ass clipboard for one singular piece of paper. I thought that shit would have sounded like an anvil struck the table once he set it down.
Nothing. Yeah.
What was your plan today?
Nothing actually. Just to hang out.
Just to hang out
Yeah.
with a 13-year-old boy.
Just when you thought the cut
Yeah.
couldn't get any worse, my man got tassels on his shit. But it's alright, everything in his life was full of nothing but failure. This isn't even the first time he's been on TV taking L's. He had his own store get robbed twice in the same night, and they still haven't called his ass.
I guarantee you pedophiles will be socially acceptable by 2030. If anyone wants to know why, comment below and I will reply.
Either.
Recover from that, that's gonna take a while.
Look closely at the video and you can see a police car with
Get robbed twice in the same night, and they still haven't called his ass either.
Recover,
He had his own store get robbed twice in the same night, and they still haven't called his ass either.
recover from that, that's gonna take a while.
Look closely at the video and you can see a police car with lights flashing rush past the store while the burglar is inside.
Bro's got a store. But he's got a special Bilbo collection in the back, you know. I bet he's got some special toys that Daddy hides in Mommy's drawers, you know what I'm saying? Never mind, that didn't make sense.
Now, the police definitely saw him. They just remembered Jesse owns the store and kept it pushing.
Coming to work, not to get a phone call at 4 o'clock in the morning saying, you're a burglar twice in one night.
I wonder who robbed y'all.
me, my mommy, and my dad.
Maybe this actor is reformed and Chris was given his first chance to stardom since he got out of prison. But yeah, this guy's been taking it up the ass since day one, figuratively and now literally. Although I guess he was here to meet a boy, so I guess it's always been lit. He's been dealt the worst hands throughout his whole life, and typically you would feel some amount of sympathy towards them. But for these people, it's like I'm watching them win the fucking lottery. I can't express how happy I am to see these people get what they're all scared of, which is just consequences of their actions. Almost every single time they acknowledge that what they're doing is wrong and horrible and so disgusting in the text messages, almost like they ain't talking about them damn selves. And then they just show up there anyways. It's like they forward their
Bro,
morals
I'm
to a
bored of
13-year-old,
this. I am bored. What if we just play an even more boring game? If I can find it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We are come on my face. Okay, so I tried this earlier today. And I don't even want to play this anymore. Like, I love streaming, right? I love gaming, right? And I love being with other people. to me, streaming is all about being with other people while playing a game. But I just don't have the people. And that certainly wasn't the game that people would be interested in. So maybe we can just stop the stream because I'm sleepy. And I wish y'all adieu and a good night.